So your mind is chattering, and occasionally the chattering stops and you attend, you listen. But most of the time is constant activity. And in that constancy, there is a particular demand made by circumstances or by yourself to apply, concentrate on a particular activity and resist all other activity of thought. You're following all this, right, sir? If you understand this movement, that thought is bringing about a quality of attention, a quality of concentration, and that very thought is moving away in other directions, right? And there is an urge, a compulsion to hold the thought in a particular direction, right? This is what's generally called concentration. Attention, to attend. In that attention, if you really attend, there is no center from which you are attending. Right? You all look so puzzled. So, because it's important to understand this. Because attention and inattention, they are the two things we have to face. Right? Are you following? We are communicating, am I communicating something or not at all? Don't be. See, have you ever given attention with your mind, with your heart, with your nerves, with your whole being to something in which there is no otherness, in which there is no sense of deviation or distraction? So there are three things involved: concentration, distraction, and attention. Right? Most of us, when we are concentrating, are afraid of distraction. Right? I wish you'd talk to each other quietly like this. Now, is there a distraction at all? Perhaps thought itself is a distraction. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. When you say there is a distraction, that implies thought has made up its mind to concentrate on a particular object. And when there is any other kind of movement away from that, that movement is called a distraction. Right? Now, is that a distraction? We are saying there is no distraction. Right? Because it is thought, please listen, it is thought that has said, I must concentrate on that. But that very thought is moving away in other direction. And that's called distraction. But is it a distraction? Because the thought has pinpointed in a certain direction, and that very thought is moving away from that. And that's generally called a distraction. Right? Why do you call it a distraction? It is still movement of thought. Right? So, any movement of thought is another distraction. I wonder if you get this. No, you don't. So what we are trying to point out is that there are two qualities of the mind. In which there is no attention, which is inattention, and attention. Right? And to be aware of inattention is to be attentive, in which there is no distraction. You get it? I wonder if you understand this. Because we're always struggling between the two, inattention and attention. And that takes all our energy. In meditation, for example, which is not the moment to talk about now, this is the battle that's going on. To be totally attentive, and a second later, completely not attentive. Right? Now, we are saying the inattention is not a distraction, but to be aware of that lack of attention, to be aware that you're not attending. That's good enough. I wonder if you understand this. So that your mind is never in conflict. Because conflict is a wastage of energy. So we're coming back. Now we've explained what attention is. Not explained, the fact of attention. That when there is attention, there is no center from which you are attending, as there is in concentration, which then has what you call distractions. Whereas there is attention and there is inattention. When one is aware of aware of not being attending, that very awareness is attention, in which there is no distraction whatsoever. I want to like this. Got it, sir? Even verbally have got it. Intellectually, which is nothing at all, but at least it's a whisper. Now, will you so attend without concentration, without effort, to what is being said? That is, that there is no distraction. You may attend, listen for a minute, and wandering off. And be aware that you're wandering off. That very awareness of wandering off is attention, right?